Hello, Fearless Gamers, and welcome to another podcast here on Fearless Games. I'm Matt the Bet, and today I'm joined by...
the Starklord.
Welcome.
Welcome.
How's it going?
Stay a while and listen.
No Diablo.
No, I did it in a bad voice anyways.
Yes, you didn't even try to sound like Sean Connery.
Yeah, I
and
didn't.
That wasn't even better.
That was good until you got to Sean Connery, then you just messed it up.
That's because I stopped.
Yeah.
You gotta be like, oh, Moneypenny. Yeah.
Moneypenny. Oh, James Bond.
Christmas only came twice a year.
That was a terrible movie. Don't you ever bring up, that was the one with, what's her name?
Not enough.
It's with what's her name? She was a terrible actress.
Not Halle Berry.
No, she was Jinx. I remember her name in that, and that was also a bad movie.
Yes.
I'm just gonna say this right now, since we randomly started talking about James Bond. The only good Pierce Brosnan one is GoldenEye. The other three are terrible.
GoldenEye is fun.
Yeah, I mean I like that one, but
there's some disjointed parts in it, but it was all in all fun.
Like I'd rather watch In Her Majesty's Secret Service over Die Another Day. That's the George Lazenby one for people that don't know. He's the one people don't like to talk about.
That's the one he hates. He hates that one.
I actually don't hate that one that much. Everyone in the world hates that movie. I hate the intro, though.
I don't see why everyone hates Timothy Dalton, because Timothy Dalton's not a bad Bond.
Timothy Dalton, actually, when you look at it, he's playing a very similar Bond to the current Bond. Like, him and Daniel Craig are almost playing the same guy, just at different points in his career.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Daltonator is the greatest man in the world, so if you got problems with him, you got problems.
He was Skinner.
Yes, he was. And Hot Fuzz, which is my favorite movie.
And he was also in Tales of Earthshea.
And he was in the best movie of all time.
I don't know this one.
Flash Gordon.
He was in Flash Gordon. Right!
He was Prince Baron.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know who else is in that movie, right?
Who?
Boss Nass.
No! Who's Boss Nass in that?
He's the Falcon leader of the Hawkman.
Oh my god, that's Boss Nass? I never knew he was the Hawkman dude.
Hawkman?
Oh.
Nice! Yes, that is Boss Nass.
Really? I didn't know that.
I kid you not.
I learned something today. I think we all learned something today, Fearless Games.
Here's another fun little fact. Which James Bond film is not a James Bond film?
You've asked me this before, and I always get it wrong because I forget about it because it's the one I haven't watched.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's that one Sean Connery one that they did outside of whatever, and I don't remember.
Yep.
I never.
It was Never Say Never Again.
Yeah. And that one's not official, right? And that's why.
That's not official. It was not made by the company that did the Bond films, and it's actually a remake of Moonraker.
Moonraker? Are you sure?
No, not Thunderball. Thunderball. It's a remake of Thunderball.
Okay, so let's say I don't think Sean Connery would do a space Bond movie.
Like that was that one was it's because I watched Thunderball recently.
Okay.
And I was like, this is Never Say Never Again. Even the way how some of the people die are exactly the same. The plot is exactly the same. The final battle is the same.
It's just grittier, from my understanding, right?
It's a little bit more violent.
Okay.
Because you see the people getting, like, stabbed and skewered.
I hate to say it, that's on my list of Bond movies to see. I still have to see that one. I have to rewatch Quantum of Solace because I don't remember it.
Oh, that's a good one.
I still
haven't...
haven't...
Though everyone hates it, I still enjoy it.
Fair enough. And I still haven't seen the new one.
Still haven't seen the new one? I have to send you that one, because that one is awesome.
I really wanted to see it. I was going to see it in theater. It was going to be the first Bond movie I ever saw in a theater, and I've watched all of them in chronological order. And I was too busy, like, that 2-month span. Like, I could not get a day off to go to the movies. It was terrible.
I've only seen 2 Bonds in theaters, I want to say. Die Another Day and Quantum of Solace, which I don't get why people hate that one so much.
I think people disliked it because it was the first direct Bond sequel. Like, none of them follow each other up. That's the first time it's ever happened. And
that is true,
like,
but it was still so good.
I know people complained about, like, the plot bits, like, what they were after and everything. I don't know. I like Daniel Craig Bond. I think he's a good Bond because he's not the dashing debonair Bond that I love with Sean Connery, because that's a great Bond, but he's more of like a double O is an assassin. They're not spies, they're killers, you know? So,
there it is. Brian Blessed.
Brian Blessed? Who's Brian?
He played Prince Voltan.
What?
Brian Blessed was Prince Voltan, the leader of the Hawkmen.
Oh.
And he was and he was Boss Nass.
Boss Nass. Wow, how the mighty have fallen. Well, no, he led one warrior race in epic battle, and then he led another warrior race.
He didn't lead one, he let another person lead that race for him.
Well, they worked together on that. It was a cooperative leadership.
He wasn't in the front. He just said, "You don't think you are the better than the Gungans."
Oh, well, in that one, he was too fat to fight at that point. No offense to heavy people, but, like, he was a fat Gungan. I don't know if he could get on one of their bipedal horse thingies.
Oh, this is hilarious.
What?
He plays... You know how in Family Guy they have that homage to the Hawkmen scene in one of the Family Guy episodes?
Yes, and I explained to people the next day at work what it was from and be disappointed in them.
They got him to play him again for that scene.
I should have known. I know that name. What else has Brian Blessed done? Because it's a very familiar name.
Brian Blessed. He is in the 2013 film Legends of Oz: Dorothy's Return.
Would you find it in the sequel movie?
Yep, he's doing Judge Jawbreaker. He was in Tarzan, the kid movie.
Which one?
The kid movie.
The cartoon by Disney?
Yes. I haven't gotten to him yet, so I don't know what part he played. He was in Pirates Band of Misfits. He was the Pirate King.
The heck is that?
Oh, it's from the guys that brought us Wallace and Gromit.
Oh, that movie. I love that movie. Sorry, I was thinking of a bad pirate movie. That movie's great. It's got Darwin in it, and therefore is a win.
Let's see. He was in Alexander. He was the wrestling trainer.
Didn't see Alexander.
He's Clayton in Kingdom Hearts, and he's Clayton in Tarzan.
Oh, he's the bad guy. Okay.
Yep.
Figures.
He's in Addams Family Tree, the television show. He's the Cavaliers. He's King Lear in King Lear, the 1999 version.
I just want to point out, you missed something very important that he did.
What?
He was the Admiral in Warhammer 40k Fire Warrior, the video game.
There he is. Yes, he was. That horrible, horrible game that no one speaks of is now available on iPad.
It's on iPad?
Yes.
Oh my god, I might pick it up.
Oh, no, wait, no. Scratch that. Reverse it. There's now a book about the video game available on iPad.
You made me excited, because I've watched... everyone should take a minute to go into YouTube and watch a Let's Play of Fire Warrior. It's hilariously bad. Like, it's a really ugly-looking shooter from a time of ugly shooters. But my favorite thing about it is whenever you run into a commissar, because they're just running at you, flailing with a chainsword, and it's actually scary the first time you see it a little bit, because you're like, I'm just a guy that shoots stuff. What am I gonna do? And then you remember you're a guy that shoots stuff, and you shoot him.
The only part that a lot of people go to watch it for is to see the battle cruiser doing the exterminatus to the planet.
Yeah.
Or exterminatus, however you want to pronounce it.
I thought exterminatus.
I think I've been called out that that's incorrect, but I could be thinking of another way that I pronounce it.
You do mispronounce things often. I mean, we all do.
Yes, I do.
But you do it a lot, but it's okay.
Oh, I do, and I will not apologize for it. He was in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves as Lord Loxley.
Oh, dude, that sucks. 'Cause, you know...
He was in Henry V as Duke Thomas.
Okay.
Belfort of Exeter. I'm pronouncing that wrong horribly.
He was in Doctor Who.
He was in Doctor Who.
In The Trial of the Time Lord, which I've never seen. Which Doctor is that?
That Doctor is probably... That was Colin Baker.
Which one is that? Is that the scarf guy?
No, that's Tom Baker.
Who's Colin Baker?
Colin Baker, he was... I'm trying to remember which doctor he was. Oh, this is horrible. Joe's going to kill me next time he sees me.
Yes, he will be displeased with your lack of knowledge of the Who.
Which doctor he was.
Yeah.
If he was here, he'd be able to, like, tell me instantly which doctor he was.
Oh, yeah, totally. Joe's good like that.
Colin Baker, he was... Scrolling down, Doctor Who... Baker made the first appearance in Doctor Who as Commander Malice in the story Arc of Infinity. At the time, Baker's casting as Davidson's. He was the 7th Doctor. No. 3rd, 4th, 5th. He was the 6th Doctor.
What was his catchy thing? Was he the umbrella guy?
No, that was the 7th Doctor, who was the brown wizard in The Hobbit.
Okay, he was Ragapatch the
Sylvester
Brown.
McCoy. That was the 7th Doctor.
Good to know. Anyways, too many doctors.
He was... Let's see... Colin is no relation to Tom Baker, who played the 4th Doctor. Yep, he was the 6th Doctor. Let me get a picture of the 6th Doctor. Oh. Okay. Oh, I remember this Doctor. I've never seen an actual... I think I saw one episode with him, and it was a silly one. No, wait. Was that him, or was it Sylvester McCoy that had the Candyman?
The Candyman? Oh,
yep.
This Doctor. I just looked it up. The one with the multicolored dream coat.
Yep.
Nice. We
Candyman. Oh, Candyman was Sylvester McCoy, right? Because Sylvester McCoy had some of the more dumb episodes. Well, that's hard. That's terrible to say because he was a fun Doctor. He just had some very bad plots where halfway through you're like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
It's okay. It's Doctor Who. He'll handle it.
Yep, the Doctor always does. That's the one where they painted the TARDIS pink with the Candyman one.
I don't think I want to know.
The Pink Brigade. Or something like that. I'm a horrible Doctor Who fan, people. I'm just going to say it outright. I've only seen a few of the old episodes, and I've seen pretty much all but the latest season of the new stuff. But I do know that Matt Smith was not the 3rd Doctor.
People think that?
No, it's a joke comic strip that someone that I found on Facebook.
Okay.
And it goes speed dating. Hold on one second. It goes speed dating, and he goes, who's your favorite Doctor? And he goes, hold on one second. I need to get the doctors. And he goes, I like the 3rd one. And he goes, really? I love John, Pertwee too. And the girl goes, who? I like Matt Smith. And then he screams over the table, next!
That's funny.
Because it's a joke that a lot of people jumped into Doctor Who with the reboot, and so they don't know that there was 7 Doctors, technically 8, before that one.
I'm going to be honest, with Doctor Who, I do like Doctor Who. People tried to show me the original Doctors, never got into it. I didn't get into it until Chris Eccleston, and he is my favorite Doctor.
Eccleston is a great Doctor because he did a masterful job at reintroducing us to the Doctor and getting the audience set up for what kind of show you were going to get.
Yep.
I started out with the older Doctors.
Yeah.
Preferably, I think the first one I saw a full episode on was The Curse of the Jaggeroth, which was a Tom Baker one, which has General Veers in it.
Nice.
He's the villain.
My problem was, you know what happened? I hate to say it, Joe showed us all the first episode of Doctor Who ever.
Oh, William Hartnell?
And I was like, yeah, I love old school black and white cheesy sci-fi, but I'm not feeling this right now. Not
you gotta, if you ever get a chance, the older episodes are on Netflix, you gotta watch something like, like The 3 Doctors is a great episode, if you can watch that.
Well, yeah.
Because it's got the 3rd, the 2nd, and the 1st Doctor in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the last time William Hartnell was there. What's great is if you watch the episode, he's always looking off to the side because he has to read cue cards because he can't remember his lines. And you can see it in some of the older episodes. He just starts losing it. Like, a character sits down and he goes, "Here, have some mead." And he's like, "Mead? Oh, mead!" And like, he had to remember what mead was and what time period his character was supposed to be in. And there are times where he actually, I haven't seen this episode, but he actually calls a character by his actual actor name. And you can hear the companion correct him, and then he turns and goes, "So-and-so, Geordie's calling ya."
That's fine. That adds character to character.
Like, it was great seeing that. But no, if you want to get a good... I'd have to say for you probably would enjoy the 3 Doctors.
Nope.
It's a
That's too many
great
doctors.
episode. No, that's not enough Doctors. See, what happens is basically the plot is a anomaly happens.
Okay.
And John Pertwee, or it's Pertwee.
Sure. I don't want to figure out how to say that.
I'm going to say Pertwee. I'm going to say Pertwee for now on.
I'm sure it's wrong, but I don't want to correct you.
He is kind of captured, and he can't solve the problem. So the Time Lords send the 2nd Doctor to help him. And they're conflicting with each other through the whole thing because they're different personalities. So then they send the 1st Doctor to try and get them back. And they couldn't get him on set, so they did some cheesy bullcrap thing so he could just be a face on a video screen for them. Right. But it's a great introduction to the original stuff, I think. Or anything Tom Baker. Tom Baker does some great stuff. Like Curse of the Jaggeroth was great because it has one of the best one-shot sidekicks ever in a Doctor Who saga. He takes a bottle, he can't open it, so he smashes the bottle on a bar so he can drink out of it. Hello?
I'm just taking it in.
And he's the only one who actually has a gun and uses it.
Doctor usually doesn't like guns.
Well, no, his sidekick.
Oh.
The Doctor has used guns, has held a gun.
Yes.
Peter Davis held a gun once.
Yeah.
Which debunks the theory when everyone complains about David Tennant doing it, that the Doctor never carried a gun. That's not true, because I saw an episode. He never fired it, but he held a handgun.
Okay.
Well, there's like this big thing, like apparently David Tennant picked up a gun. He picks up a gun in one episode and he points it at a guy's head. And a lot of people started complaining that, oh, he never carried a gun, that's totally out of character. I'm like, Peter Davis did it.
And Eccleston probably would have at some point.
Not really, because of the way that their character...
I know, he hated all violence at that point.
Wouldn't.
Yeah.
Apparently, Tom Baker has stated recently that he said he wouldn't mind coming back and playing the Master.
He said that a while ago. He said that when Tennant was still the Doctor, and it's like, yeah,
and apparently
you should let him do it.
Apparently they were in talks with trying to get him to do it, which would be awesome because I didn't like the last rendition of the Master. Mainly because he was a little too goofy. I get it, they were trying to make, the evil version of David Tennant, but I just didn't, for the character, I didn't think it worked well, and the guy that was playing him prior to the official new Master, I thought was 10 times better.
Okay, well, I have no comment on that, because I haven't really seen most of that.
Comment!
No, I won't!
Do it! Do it!
Oh.
He was, Brian Bless was also Pedro in Man of La Mancha, the 1972 movie.
As it should be.
That was a good play. I'm glad I got to see it once.
Yep, Man of La Mancha's a classic.
Yep.
I will agree with you on that.
He was in the Avengers TV series, too.
Oh, back with yeah.
He was Major Mark Dayton, Sergeant Heron.
I have no idea who that is, because I never watched that show.
Same here.
So that was pointless.
No, it was not pointless, because somebody who watches this podcast, or listens to it, has seen that show and knows what we're talking about, and he's probably going to correct me, because I most likely said the name wrong.
Probably. Anyways, I would suggest getting on with this topic.
Why? What's wrong with this topic?
Because we're delving into the listing of people's names. I don't know, we're going into, they did this and this, and I don't know what any of these things are anymore because they're talking the same.
Okay, let's go on to something more modern. Let's go into something more modern, since half of your statement was just erased because of funky static thingy on your end, most likely. I did see a movie recently that the clown did suggest to me. Aren't you going to ask me what it is? Hello? Are you there? Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing some technical difficulties. We'll be with you in a moment. Hello?
Oh, come on, computer.
Are you back?
I never left. Are you here?
I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm sure it recorded both our sides that whole time. Anyways...
No, it only records my side.
Oh, okay, good. So it didn't hear me going, I don't know what's going on. No, I didn't do that. But, yes,
so,
what movie did you see?
Oh, hold on.
Uh-huh.
And we're back. Say it again.
So what movie did you see?
I saw Troll Hunter.
I don't know what Troll Hunter is.
You don't know what Troll Hunter is?
No. Is that the one that Matt kept talking about?
Yes.
Like the Swedish movie where they're driving around following trolls?
No, they're following a dude who hunts trolls after they discover that trolls exist.
Oh. I'm sure it's good. I've never seen it.
It's really good. It's a found footage film, but unlike most, the camera work is actually extremely steady.
See, found footage films, though, should be a little shaky, otherwise it takes you out of the reality.
Well, it is shaky when he's moving, like when he's running.
Right.
But in the scenes where it's just, him recording, it's, because it's supposed to be like an indie film crew, he acts like a professional cameraman. He keeps the other two people in the same shot. So it's not left over here, left over there, left over there, right over here, up there, down there. He's not flipping every 3 seconds and you missing actions that are happening between the dialogue.
Okay.
He keeps everybody in frame for it.
That's just smart directing right there.
And it's only shaky when he's running. And the beauty part is because he's keeping some of that professionalism in his camera work through the whole time, you get to see what he's seeing clearly.
That's good.
And they use a lot of the mythos from Norway and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a really good movie. If you have the time, see it. It's not bad. It's on Netflix.
I know it's on Netflix. I don't use Netflix often because I don't have my own account.
Why not?
Because I have a Hulu account.
Well, have you watched Macross yet?
No, I'm still watching Enterprise.
Then go watch Macross.
But I'm
it's only 3 episodes.
Enterprise. Gotta finish Enterprise.
Macross is only 4 episodes. It's only 20 episodes.
You keep adding numbers.
It's 4 or 3, something like that. I never watched it either. But it's free on Hulu. You don't need an account to watch it.
Oh, well, I already have an account, so I refuse to watch it. Because that's for the less important people. I don't know, I'm making stuff up now. So actually, there's a movie I'm trying to watch, but I can't find it anywhere on the internet.
Okay.
It's bugging me, because I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to watch this movie. I heard about it before, it popped back in my head because someone mentioned it somewhere. And then, like, a theme of it keeps popping back up lately. And it's a movie called Ravenous.
I haven't heard of this one.
It's like Civil War era-ish, American frontier, and it's basically a Wendigo story, to put it very simply.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, Wendigos. I keep hearing about those again and again lately.
Wendigos?
Wendigo is it's a Native American myth.
Okay.
Basically, it's kind of... I'm going to mess this up, by the way. All those listeners can auto-correct me whenever they feel like it. The general gist is a Wendigo is a person who can't... Well, I shouldn't say can't. They're kind of obsessed with their greed and eating people and taking their power. Like, if you eat someone else's flesh, you gain their abilities kind of thing.
Their power, yeah.
And so a Wendigo, for the most part, is a supernatural cannibal.
Uh-huh.
For the most part.
Interesting.
So that's kind of what that movie is sort of about, and it just keeps popping back up here and there. It's usually just, at the very least, it's someone obsessed and with their greed.
Okay.
And it just keeps being mentioned. In fact, it actually, the gift we got from our listener, viewer, whatever you want to call it, the deck in the box is mostly Wendigo stuff.
Nice.
That's a tribe in Werewolf.
It is.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know why I never really thought about liking that tribe. And I'm going back, 'cause like, I don't know about you, but I'm sure everyone did this, especially when you were like 13 in the 90s or late 2000s, early 2000s, and playing White Wolf games. You always go, what vampire clan or what werewolf tribe would I be part of? I could never find an answer for the werewolf one, like, ever. It's like, I kind of like the Stargazers. I'm like, maybe I should have looked more into the Wendigos.
My favorite, but then again, I only played, sadly, in one traditional werewolf game, was the Silent Striders.
Yes, they were like, usually if I couldn't find Stargazers, because they're only in the player's guide, the Silent Striders were my next favorite.
I do have the Stargazers book.
Yeah. I had that book until I lent it to a friend, and it never came back.
I don't have the book. I have the player's guide where they're introduced.
Yeah.
And the special kung fu move list for them.
The Caliendo stuff, which anyone can do, but like they're the ones that developed it.
Yep. I was always a fan of the Silent Striders. Now it's the Hunters in the Dark because they're basically the new Silent Striders.
Yeah, I actually don't know much about modern werewolf.
It's interesting. You easily go Krynos form a lot easier in this version because everything pisses you off.
Fair enough.
It's more of you're constantly fighting the beast inside of you, and it wants to rip everything apart, and you're like, I must hold control.
That's the way it should be. That's how a werewolf should be.
Very big into the spirit world, much more heavily with spirits and being the police of the spirits in this one.
I think that was my issue with it. Like, I couldn't really get into it because it was too much spirit world stuff, and I guess I was hoping for something a little bit more.
Well, it's not necessarily the spirit realm part. The thing is the new mythos is the Father Wolf, or whatever his name is, because I can't remember, he was the peacekeeper between the mortal realm and the spirit realm.
Right.
And he impressed Luna, so him and Luna had babies, and there came the original tribes. It was one dude for each one in our name, just like the vampires the tribes now are named after them.
Yeah.
They eventually decided that Father Wolf was getting too old to continue this job, so they killed him. Well, Mother Luna got upset about that, and she cursed them with the Silver Curse. And eventually Mother Luna realized that she was wrong, and she took back the Silver Curse, but not fully. She couldn't get rid of it fully, but she made it where they can actually hold silver and it not be a problem for them.
Well, that's good.
And they now take on different aspects of their tribes, and they govern the spirits when they interfere with the mortal realm. So, in essence, their job at this point is to make sure that the spirit world doesn't screw up the mortal plane, because they feel like doing it.
Yeah.
And then their mortal enemy, the pure ones, they believe they are pure, they are without sin, they did nothing wrong, and it is rumored that they can't touch silver.
That sounds interesting.
But that's the whole big deal with that, is basically, in most Werewolf the Forsaken games, you are a werewolf. You usually pit yourself in an area highly involved with the spirit realm, and you make sure the spirits don't get out of line.
Yeah, I think that was I don't know, I don't want to say that's why it was but it's
basically the same thing, except it's not the worm.
It
can be anything. It's not as generic.
Yeah.
It's not like this spirit's a good spirit and that spirit's a bad spirit. This one trash spirit can be really nice, but the next trash spirit you meet could be a total jerk.
Because they're all different.
Yes.
Yeah. The old one, I also the old one was just so very much about the world's ending, gotta save everyone now, we're lost kind of thing. Because, I mean, it was Werewolf the Apocalypse. I mean, what else do you think was going to happen?
Oh, I always wanted to play a Korax and never got the chance.
Ditto. We both agreed on that. Koraxes were cool.
That would be the tribe that I would most likely be if werewolf wasn't a real thing. I'd most likely be a Korax.
Yeah, we know. I would like to be too, but...
Because I blab everything I hear.
Yes, you do. And you also say it in the most confusing way possible. I'm just kidding.
Yes, I do. Half the time no one figures out what I'm saying.
I know.
You know what also came out? Another movie interesting that I want to see?
What?
Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox.
What the heck is that?
That's the new Flash animated cartoon movie.
Okay.
It's basically, I think it's Wally, that the version of Flash that they're using.
Well, yeah, that's the most current Flash. They like Wally.
Yeah.
Wally West, right? Wally West.
Yes, Wally West or something like that. Or no, it may be another one. Maybe the one that starts with a B.
Not Barry Allen.
Yeah, I think it's Barry Allen.
The coolest of the Flashes.
He's the one who looks like the current Flash.
I wouldn't know. I don't read DC anymore.
Yeah. I think it's Barry Allen is the Flash in this one, and his mother was a victim of a terrible crime, so he runs really, really fast through the Speed Force back in time to correct that problem. Well, now he's created a new timeline and he's trapped there, and he has to save that timeline while trying to get back to his at the same time. And there's no Superman, Batman is even nastier, and Aquaman is about to get into war with Wonder Woman.
Sounds awesome. Speaking of DC...
Even great, one thing... Once great, this is not a spoiler piece because this is like this was like the teaser bit they've been throwing out everywhere, but it has one of the greatest reactions from a minion I've ever seen in it.
Okay.
You see Flash classic villains, the Boomerang guy, Mr. Cold, or I believe his name is another dude.
Captain Cold.
Captain Cold, and then there's the Boomerang guy, I forget his name.
Captain Boomerang?
Something like that.
Captain to every name. It's not Captain
but I think
Cold.
his name was Boomerang.
What is it? He's got a cold gun. He was much scarier than Mr. Freeze because he wasn't a nice person. I can't remember his name.
Yes, but it was basically a bunch of classic mini Flash villains.
His standard rogues gallery.
Yeah, and they have them all chained up, and Reverse Flash appears. Which, that name never made sense to me. Shouldn't he be slower than Flash, not faster?
Well, he's just an anti-Flash.
Yeah, but then they should just call him Evil Flash at that point, because Reverse Flash makes it sound like he's supposed to be slow.
I think, yeah, no, you're right. I don't know why he's faster.
He's so slow that Barry is so fast he can't hit him because he's too busy anticipating where he's going to be, and he's not getting there in time.
That's confusing. I don't get you anymore.
But he basically reveals that he's going to nuke the entire city.
Hooray.
And he's going to kill everybody.
Oh, not
And all the henchmen behind him go, wait, you're going to do what?
Nice. Like,
and I'm
where's
like,
the profit?
That's a problem. I'm like, that is a proper reaction to a henchman when he finds out his boss is trying to blow up the world. Not, sure, let's go with it. More, what? I like where I'm living. I have things on this planet.
Am I still going to have my dental plan afterwards?
Like, I just love that reaction. They're like, you're going to do what? You're going to kill us?
But speaking...
And Reverse Flash is just like, yeah, what's the problem?
So I was going to blow stuff up. You got a problem with blowing stuff up? I thought you guys liked blowing stuff up.
I think his one thing is Barry at the end of the teaser piece that they give you, the preview pieces, is Barry goes, "Are you insane? That's going to kill you too. Don't you realize that?" And Reverse Flash goes, "That will be very interesting."
Cool.
It's a very cool thing. So, what did you want to talk about? Let's do everything
you want to do. But DC is also, it's in beta right now, but they're making a MOBA game that's like DC Hero, like Infinite Crisis.
Okay.
So it's just, I literally ran into some videos that a couple of people have done of the beta, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know this was going to be a thing. But it looks pretty silly.
I didn't know that Batman Superman was officially happening.
Yeah, I've gotten multiple people, like, texting me complaining about it already. I'm like, it hasn't even happened yet. I mean, I know I'm going to hate it when it happens, but I can't hate it till I at least have something to hate.
Well, it's gonna be at least half good, because they've been doing Batman okay-ish.
I like
the end of the Christopher Nolan stuff wasn't that great. Well, I can't say anything. I have not seen the new one, Dark Knight. No, it wasn't Dark Knight Rises, was it?
Yeah,
it was Dark Knight Rises.
It's an okay movie. The
One,
problem with Dark Knight
I did not
Rises...
like what they did with Bane. And half the plot holes didn't seem very weird. And some of the stuff in there, I was just like, really? Really?
You should see it. The problem with it is, honestly, the movie's a little draggy, but it's okay. In a way, I would watch the movie and I'm like, well, this just was over already. I mean, I get it. And what they did with Bane wasn't terrible. I mean, the biggest problem I have with what they did with Bane is that he wasn't the perfect...
Colombian drug lord?
Brazilian crime lord.
Okay, forgive me.
Yeah, a little different. He's not a drug lord, he just...
And he didn't wear the Lucha Libre mask.
Well, they did a different thing with him, and honestly, they pretty much captured everything that is Bane, except for that.
Yeah, and didn't they make him younger to make him quote unquote stronger than Batman?
I have no idea. I didn't even care about that.
From my understanding, to give him his super strength, they just made Batman older and him slightly younger than Batman. And then they gave him Sean Connery trying to do an Adam Sandler impersonation voice
with the thing over his mouth. That was his guy's voice. Honestly, when I was watching the movie, I was happy with his Bane. I was happy with that Bane.
Is it sad that I understood him more than I did Christian Bale? Christian Bale?
Yeah. No.
I was like, which I found out he didn't do that on set.
With this voice?
Yes, no, that was apparently done in post-production.
Well, come on, can you imagine doing that 8 hours straight? Have you ever done that voice for more than like a half hour?
Yes.
It sucks.
I do it every day when you guys aren't here listening.
Well, then that's pointless. But you should really watch the movie just because, yes, they don't quite get Bane's origin right, but it works for the movies, and his opening scene is like, yeah, no, this is Bane. I'm okay with this. He would do that.
I saw bits and pieces of it, and I was just like, really? Really? No.
You should watch it. Just watch it. I've gotten to the point where, like with everything else, you can't complain about it till you really watch the movie.
Yeah. I know, but I can complain about the parts that I saw.
Yeah, but out of context, they're out of context.
I'm pretty good at catching what's going on. It wasn't its overarching story part. It's the elements that were in the scenes that I saw that I had a problem with.
Okay.
Like there was parts in the prison scene where I was just like, I didn't go to med school, but I'm pretty sure that's not how that works.
That isn't how that works. We're not even going to... Yeah, you're right on that one.
But, and his conclusion about where Bane came from, I was just like, how'd you jump that far ahead?
Sherlock Holmes did.
And it was like, just some of the stuff just didn't strike my fancy. Like, I'm not going out of my way to see this film. This is going to be a movie where if it's on Netflix, I'll go, hey, what the heck, I'll watch it, but I'm not going out of my way for it.
Well, if I can remember where I put the DVDs, I will throw them at you. Because
I will watch it if you watch the rest of Gal Gadot.
Not happening. I have to give you those DVDs back.
No, you are watching it, or I'm coming over to that house and forcing you to watch them. Because you need to know what happens to pizza.
I would like to know... of all the people listening, has anyone watched this show besides Matt and I? I'm going to go with no, they haven't.
Hey, Gao Gagar is a classic.
That's Gao as in G-A-O, Guy as in G-A-I, Gar, G-A-R. Look it up.
The guy playing the main character in the English dub is Mike Sinterklaas, who is well known as Dean Venture on the Venture Brothers. Also starring Veronica Taylor, who was Ash Ketchum in the original series
of Pokemon.
And Link from Ocarina of Time, who also plays Vero in Gurren Lagann, who is Nabuki Hayama, plays Guy in the Japanese dub. This show is awesome.
It has a great theme song. I'm going to give you that.
Okay, for people who don't know, my girlfriend showed me the theme song. I then went out and dropped $60 on this show without knowing what the show was about because of that theme song.
It's a pretty solid, 80s, 90s era anime, 90s era theme song for an anime.
What's great about it is it explains some of the trivial things that people question in most Sentai shows like that.
It does?
Well, like the transformation sequence, they explain why the Zonder just doesn't punch him while he's transforming.
Oh yeah, because
he's got the barrier that nobody can end. One does successfully do it, and he stops him.
Yep.
It's one of the few animes where the dude blows off the villain's head and doesn't wait for the villain to recover. He punches him as soon as he can. He doesn't sit there going, "What? He's regenerating." He just goes, "No, you don't do that in my streets."
You don't regenerate in my streets. It's unseemly.
It's one of the, and it does it so well. Like, when we were watching Pacific Rim, this may be a slight spoiler for people, so you may want to skip ahead like a minute. As soon as he pulls back his fist and goes, "Elbow rocket!" and he punches the kaiju, Elena just turned to me and went, "Ga ga 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 ga." I'm like, "Oh, it's Broken Phantom, you're right!"
That's terrible.
I was like, "It's the Robo Punch! Every giant robot show needs a Robo Punch."
Yep. It's true.
But you gotta see that. I will go to that house, I will duct tape you to your bed, and show you those episodes. You gotta watch Mike Sounder the 13th again.
No, I'm not watching that giant robot in his broken English.
System of change! He's the only English you're gonna get from Season 2.
I know, Season 2 is not dubbed.
And you got Big Volfog, the ninja police car.
Mm-hmm. I want everyone to listen to these descriptions now. Ninja police car. Robot.
Yep. With a motorcycle and helicopter companion.
That's true. Don't they, attach to him at some point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gungu, Gundova, 3 become 1, Big Volfog.
Yeah, no. that show is
Big Volfog when they combine.
I know that show was made up of, it's like Sailor Moon, and now it's like a billion transformation scenes in one episode, really cutting down the actual plot to 10 minutes.
Good. It's so good. Well, you have to, but there's the thing is you haven't gotten to where it breaks out of the Saturday morning cartoon theme, because it eventually does.
Mm-hmm.
And what's also great about it is when they, at the very end of every episode, they give you the preview and they go, "This is the key to victory, so don't miss it," and they show you a picture of something, and that thing is the key to victory for the next episode.
Yep.
They don't lie to you. They don't. And you've got to see Gao Gaigi.
Gao Gai what?
Gao Gaigi, the anime based off of Gao Gaigar after the public finds out Gao Gaigar exists.
What?
In the anime, there is an anime based off the anime.
That's okay.
And it's called Gao Gaigi, so the theme song is Ga 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 Gao Gaigi.
Wow.
It is awesome.
No.
You have to continue watching it. You will never know what happened to pizza if you don't watch it.
I hope they left them in the fridge too long.
But you gotta watch it, man. You gotta.
I don't know.
I will never let go of your Avatar until you do.
Do you have seasons 2 and 3 of Last Airbender, or just?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have seasons 2 and 3. And I can always go out and buy season 1 because Target started selling it again.
Yeah, I have to get my season 1 back from Matt. He hasn't watched it yet, and I think season 1's on Hulu or Netflix now.
Yeah, I think he's been watching it on Netflix.
Yeah,
because that's where it is.
Yeah, so I'm I need to get that back because I missed that show. I'm really looking forward to the next season finally starting.
It looks pretty awesome. It starts in September.
I still haven't watched the trailer. I saw the old, like, a couple of cons ago. I don't remember what con it was. Sorry. They showed, like storyboards.
Was it Comic-Con?
It wasn't I don't think it was Comic-Con. It was, like, between the two Comic-Cons. By the two Comic-Cons, I mean New York Comic-Con and San Diego Comic-Con. It wasn't at Icon. It was, like, I saw the video on YouTube for it. It was some con in the Midwest where they showed, like, the storyboard with a little bit of audio. And that's all I've seen for the new season. Like, I've known everything about the new season that they've told us, like, this week at San Diego Comic-Con for months now, but I haven't seen the new trailer yet. I'm actually going to watch it as soon as this ends.
Boom. There you go.
What?
There's the trailer right there.
I already had it queued up on my computer already.
No, you didn't.
I did, actually.
You did not.
I did.
You did not. I can see into your room right now.
No, you can't.
You did not. Yes, I can.
What am I sitting on?
You're sitting on yourself.
That's not possible.
It is possible.
That's true, it is, but I'm not doing that.
And so, going back off to randomness, Forge World is making their own Imperial Armour Apocalypse book.
Well, yeah, they would.
They have a listing for a Chaos Titan, Reaver Titan, and a Chaos Warhound Titan, but they don't have an entry for a regular Titan, which begs the question, is there a difference now? Because GW refuses to give us the stats on that, and they refuse to give us the stats on any... Oh, wait a minute, what's this?
What's what?
Forge World... Oh... Yeah, okay, I was about to say. They display Forge World pictures of the Titans throughout the Imperial Codex, through the Apocalypse book, but they don't give us stats for the regular Warhound and the regular Reaver.
So they're going to be in a supplement.
Most likely.
Can I just say,
Legio Titanicus.
Yeah, exactly. I think I've ranted about this to you like 2 or 3 times now, but I don't think I've ranted on a recording.
No, I don't think so.
Like, the whole supplement thing sounded like a good idea at the time, and I like that they're kind of doing it to an extent, but the pricing on it is ridiculous.
Yeah, I remember back in the day when they were half the price of your books, not $10 cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to point it out. The codexes, a few years ago, not even that long ago, up until the 6th edition codexes, were about $20, $30. We'll say 30. They were 22 when I bought mine.
In 5th, and I think 4th into 5th, they went up to the $30 mark. Back in 3rd edition, they were $20.
Yeah, I mean, all my codexes I bought for like $22. I think I bought one for $30. Now, like, the collector's edition, it was $100. How much are the normal ones? I'm looking up right now, because I do not remember.
$50.
It's like $50, and then a supplement, which, okay, people say they only have like 2 pages of rules. That's not really true. They have a little bit more than that.
Well,
but
still. They're going off of the Eldar book. The Eldar book literally had 2 pages of rules, maybe 3 pages of war gear, and then the rest was all fluff, and this is a 120-page book.
Exactly, and the Tau one's a little bit better than that, still 120 pages, but there's more rules, technically.
Yeah.
Because they give you stats on other things, but still not a lot.
Well, the Iaden book, all it does is it goes, you can make this or this a warlord, here's some new warlord traits, new warlord war gear, these are now troops, and there. Have fun with that. And an extra power set.
It's just... So...
It's not worth it half the time.
How is it not worth it? It's $40
Actually,
for this thing. Like, come on.
The Iaden Codex is $50, is $49, is the same price as the Eldar book.
That's ridiculous. I just want to say that's ridiculous.
Let's see, is the Tau one out yet?
Oh, the Tau one's digital, and it's $40 on the IPA.
Yeah, the digital one is cheaper for right now. The hardcover book is October 2013, and it's most likely going to be $40-$50 for the hardcover, which is ridiculous.
It's a little crazy.
Because it's not a codex, it's a supplement.
It's got some cool artwork. I'm not saying it doesn't. It's got some great writing in it, but it's a $40 book.
It's a terrible book, but why are we paying $50 for a supplement?
So basically, if you want to play that army, you're spending... We're going to pretend you always bought your 6th edition rulebook, which we all did. So that's $75. And then you bought your codex, which is now going to be at least $50. And then you're buying the supplement, that's another $40. So or $50 if you get like a physical book. So you just spent $200 almost on books.
Yep. And the sad thing is they cater these books to the things they know people wanted in the Codex.
Yeah, like, the biggest thing I had, like, oh, they're going to do Farsight Enclave, but Farsight's in the Codex. What's up with that?
I wonder if this was because of rumor hashing.
Maybe.
Because if you notice, a lot of the stuff where they're like, oh, this is going to be in the Codex, it wasn't in the Codex, but then it appeared in a supplement.
Yeah.
So it seemed like so you're going to find out what the rules are beforehand, we'll find we won't put it in that book, and then we'll put it in another book, so you need to get that book.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is probably not what they're doing. This is, fan paranoia kicking in, because, let's be honest, we as fans, when something doesn't go our way with the product, we start getting paranoid that they're against us.
Mm-hmm.
Which, openly admit, but I can't, the Farsight one, as James put it, is a very much a Band-Aid Codex. That's what I can picture sometimes with that Codex. Is like, oh, so you got so you went out of your way to find out about that special rule that was going to be in the Tau Codex. Okay, now it's going to cost you $100 instead of the $50 because you need to peak early.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, everything in the Farsight Enclave book looks like it could have just been in the standard book.
Yeah,
and that's what bugs me. And what I want to know, the only interesting thing it does, and this is what I want to check a rule on this a little bit, is that technically, it says specifically in it, you can take Farsight Enclave as battle brothers to normal Tau, which is interesting because Altok can't do that. Like, it's still the same. You can't ally Eldar with Eldar, but with this you can ally Tau with Tau, which is kind of funny.
You can't do it?
Yeah, no, because technically, if you're taking the supplement, you're still taking Eldar, so you can't ally with your own army.
That is right. You don't make them their own army, but the Farsight is technically his own army.
It specifically says you can, but I'm sure you can't take two Farsights though, because he's unique, and there's something about uniques in a single army.
Yeah. No, well, you can't ally with the same army.
Yeah, otherwise that'd be silly. People would do ridiculous things.
Yeah. That's probably one of the smartest moves they made.
Yeah, you can't ally with yourself. That's silly, but Farsight can, because why not?
Well, he left the Tau.
Exactly, so you can kind of make up whatever you want. I was just bugged because I'm like, they made a Farsight Enclave, but they already gave us the Farsight in the book. Is this other Farsight different? Which he isn't. They gave us some cool things that he can take on his own, but it's like, so why would I ever play Farsight without the Farsight Enclave?
Yeah. Well, it's like with Iaden. You're sitting there going, well, what are they going to do in that book? Because we already have Prince Yuri.
Yeah. Oh, did I call him Altok before? Sorry, I called it a different craft world entirely.
Yeah, you called Alitok.
My bad.
From what I listened to when Forge World pronounced it, they pronounce it Al-I-Tok.
I'm fine with that.
So that's what I've been going from there on. At least that's the person who wrote the Mymeria book. That's how she pronounces it.
Is that was that like one of the Imperial Armour books?
That was Imperial Armour Volume 11.
Got it.
Which, also just going back to the Forge World stuff, you can tell that Forge World's really dropped in for money because they literally should just FAQ their books instead of re-releasing new books, because then it gets really confusing as to which book is the current book.
Yeah, considering they always number them in sequential order.
Yeah. Well, it's also sitting there, it's like, wait a minute. The Scorpion is in Imperial Armour Volume 11, but it's in Imperial Armour Volume 2 as well. Which one? And then it's in the Apocalypse book. So is that one the current one? Is Volume 11 the current one? Which one is the current one?
Oh, that's tough.
So I think they should just. So I think they should just, if they're going to keep the book system, fine. You have my blessing on that. Then get rid of the books that are no longer valid.
That would be nice. But they have fluff, Matt. They have lots of fluff.
They have fluff, yes. Then you gotta do something. Then you revamp. Then you errata them.
Yeah. Well, the errata is a whole new book.
Like, you should just errata them, not rewrite the book. Or do what you did with the Imperial Armour Volume 3. Take it off the market and bring it back onto the market. If you still desperately need us to buy the book again, then just do a revised version of the book.
Yeah.
And they wonder why people pirate half their stuff. Because GW pulls this stuff. And it's weird, we're really trashing GW tonight when we usually are in support of them.
Yeah, I'm a little annoyed at the whole supplement thing, because, again, I think supplements are a great idea, but for the price tag, it just really bugs me. And also, like, the Farsight one, like, I like the idea of it, but it's like, why wasn't this in the Codex? This could have easily been in the Codex.
Yeah, okay. In my personal opinion, like, this is, like, chaos, like, this is a problem with the Chaos Codex. They kinda don't have to do anything with the demons or the Dark Angels, because they kinda made them self-sustaining where there's enough in them to get those supplement-y books without them. Clearly, like, they were written, and then they went, wait a minute, if we made Deathwing its own separate dang it, all the rules we would have written already in the book. Okay, next time. Type of thing.
Yeah, because, like, each army is supposed to be able to feel multiple different ways, and then you could do things to make them more unique, but, like, they should be extreme things.
But here's the thing. This is probably one of the biggest problems, and with them, if you're going to do this, you gotta go all the way. Like you mentioned, why is Farsight in the Imperial Tau, the Tau Empire Codex, if he's getting his own supplement book? With the Eldar, why is Yuri, Illic Nightspear, Eldrad, and are those all the other special characters? Yes. Why are all of they in the regular book? If you're going to make a supplement book, you should take them out of the core book and throw them into the supplement book. Then it seems more, then people will be more willing to buy it. And on the front of the Eldar, don't get me wrong, I like the Eldar book. It's great. I like what I saw. I have my few little issues with it, but other than that, one of the biggest issues is there's too many HQs in the book.
So?
The problem with that is your special characters field such a distinct role, it comes to the point where it's like, then why would you pick anyone else? These other HQs are pointless in the book, because the other ones are there to do the job. Like a good example is Eldrad. Why take a regular Farseer when you have Eldrad, who basically is the best Farseer out of all of them, and he does exactly the same role? If they took him out and then made the Uthway supplement book, now I have a reason to get the Uthway book, because it's different. Eldrad leads that book. Okay, here's a fancy special rule for their Farseers. Do you see what I'm getting at? It makes it go, well, at this point it's going, why do I need the Uthway book? I have Eldrad in my Codex. I throw Eldrad in my army, bam, it's Uthway.
Pretty much, or just, you field in standard Uthway formations, there you go.
Yeah. And they even say it in the book. Oh, they only use Guardians. Okay, Uthway, bunch of Guardians, paint them black, get a couple of grab tanks, bam, Uthway. But then GW's going, no, see, you're missing that special item. It's actually the only item the Eldar have that is not a one-use only, that you could only have if you buy this book. And you're basically going, so I get a piece of war gear. I think I'll live, or I'll ask someone who was dumb enough to buy the book and say, could you tell me what it does?
Yeah.
That's what I think this issue, like, with the Tau and the Eldar Codex is too many of the major characters you would throw into a supplement book exist in the core Codex.
Oh, with Tau, it's just the one character. Fortunately,
there's 3 others.
Well, I mean the special character. He's the one that shows up in both parts.
Yeah, well, that's because the other books they didn't make other books yet.
Well, I don't think they're gonna make one for Shadow Sun or Anva or...
Well, I'm just saying, like, in that example...
Yeah.
If, they would most likely... I wouldn't put it past GW. Like, they did with Farsight because, they knew Farsight.
Because everyone... not even that. They knew so many people wanted to do an all-suit army. I mean, that's even what James wanted to do. He's like, if they do all-suit, I will do Tau. And he's like, oh, they didn't do all-suit. And then they did all suit, but you have to buy the supplement. He's like, so I have to buy a $40 book to play my army, in addition to what I already have. That's not cool.
Yep. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Sadly, I may pick up...
Sorry, what were you saying?
Go ahead. No, you go. I've been talking too much.
It's okay. I mean, I'm really conflicted about it, because, like, there is cool stuff. It's just, I think their price points are... I mean, I don't want to complain about prices, because you don't have to buy it, but it's, like...
it's one of those things where they dangle keys in front of you and then say $5.
Yeah, but it's like, it's not even saying dangle keys $5. It's dangle keys $40. It's like they
No,
really...
no, I'm just saying,
I know.
it's basically saying, you want the keys? Well, pay first.
It's like this...
But I'm going to keep them right here
It's like,
for you.
it seems a little over the mark for something that's supposed to be a supplement to something else, you know?
Okay, at least Wizardgate has the decency to knock $10 off of the hardcover book. Granted, half the books aren't worth the $30, but at least they give you that courtesy.
Oh yeah, well, most books aren't. Game books aren't quite worth what people charge you for them, I'll be honest.
Yes, but still, some of them are just the content, and depending on who you go to, like, a lot of the White Wolf books are pretty worth it.
Oh, I've never been unhappy with buying a White Wolf book, or an Infinity book. The stuff by Corvus Belli, like, I'll spend $30 on a book from them, that's not an issue.
The Fantasy Flight stuff has been pretty good, too. I just wish they'd give us alien races.
Yeah, that's been hard to do with the Dark Heresy stuff. I don't know why. It's just 40
You
pages
just do, like, a
complicated.
supplement. Just make a supplement book, the Children of the Stars play the Eldar type of thing.
Yeah.
Then you can make a story all about the Eldar. Yay!
Yeah, but this is about the Grim Darkness of the future where no one's happy.
The Eldar aren't happy, their race is dying, and they have a Chaos God trying to eat their souls.
That's happier than humanity, I think.
No, humanity has superhuman space mutants that do everything for them and are basically the Mary Sue of the universe.
Well, yeah, that's the Space Marines, but the normal humans are the cannon fodder of the universe, fed to, their God Emperor or forgotten under the boots of bureaucracy and fascism.
But at least they get to see new worlds.
Only the ones that get to go see him and die 30 seconds later because they got conscripted into the army. I mean, it's not exactly free travel in the Imperium unless you happen to be an Inquisitor.
No, it's free travel. They don't charge you to get on the ship. They give you room, board, food, weapons.
And then they push you out the door.
Yeah. But then, if you survive, they bring you back on and say, good job, and give you a medal.
Actually, they don't always bring it back. Sometimes they leave you there to recolonize.
It depends.
It does.
It really depends on the planet.
Yeah.
If the planet is too backwater, they won't take you back. But if it's core, they'll take you back.
Maybe. Or put you on to the next campaign. Woo!
Yeah,
Lieutenant.
which is off that planet.
Yeah, true.
The Space Marines are the only ones that'll spend resources to get you out no matter what.
Yeah. Well, that's because the Space Marine costs money to make.
Yeah, they do. They're not cheap. They don't grow on trees.
They don't. They grow in vats.
Yeah. They are grown on people. Let's be honest.
No, they're grown from people.
No, they're grown on people. The gene seed is grown on a person.
Yeah, but that person's a Space Marine at that point. So they're grown
Or
out people.
is he? Well, yeah, he technically still is because you can remove the gene seed and he's still a Space Marine.
He is still a Space Marine.
Yes, you didn't do a very good job of that in our Dark Heresy game.
Huh?
In our Death Watch game, you didn't do a good job as Apothecary.
I was only there for like 3 games.
Yeah, you weren't doing a good job. You weren't there to heal anybody.
Because I wasn't there.
That's what I mean. You weren't doing your job.
Because I couldn't make it to the games.
That's no excuse. We were in dying, and you're like, I'll get to them tomorrow. And then when you were there, you always failed your recon roll.
I only failed once, I think.
No, I think you failed a couple of times.
No, that's not possible. No, that game I didn't suck in. No, in Dark Heresy I did terrible. You weren't there for that game.
No, I was not.
Oh, God. Okay, so really quick. In Dark Heresy, basically when you critical with a shooting weapon, you get another shot with it. That sounds cool, right? And that is a cool thing, except for when you're an assassin and you're at the last fight of like the whole the whole arc of the story in the game you're playing with your friends, and every shot you've taken has missed and it's been terrible, and then you critical finally, and you're using a crappy hunting rifle because this is Dark Heresy, you don't get good stuff, and then you critical, and then you go to take your next shot and you're out of bullets.
I remember that story. You ran out of shots.
I was so unhappy because it's like miss, critical failure, so then my gun jammed, there waits 2 rounds, eventually I criticaled, and it's like, oh, I criticaled, there's no more rounds left in the gun, so it does nothing, right? That's correct. I did terrible in that game.
I didn't do too good in hours when I summoned a demon prince.
Yeah, in retrospect, for all those people planning to play Dark Heresy, if you're making an assassin at the lower levels, really go into sneaking and close combat. Don't try to be a sniper off the bat. It does not work out well.
A callous assassin you are not.
No,
Vindicator.
You can eventually be an awesome Vindicator assassin, but it takes forever.
You know who played the Vindicator in all the Dawn of War games?
Who?
Stephen Blum.
You just mentioned...
He's Cyrus.
Right.
In Dawn of War 2.
Right.
Eliphas the Defiler, and he is also Spike Spiegel.
You know who way too many voice actors are.
I go to too many cons. I learn these things.
I think you should be trying to use your knowledge for better things.
I am. I'm telling these lovely people who listen to our podcast who these people are, so when they when they see a convention in the area, they know if they're worth going to meet.
Sure.
Yeah. But it is what it is. But yeah, GW sometimes don't know what they're thinking. Apparently, they did lose a little money this year, but all in all, did not bad with their profit margin.
Yeah,
for the first quarter.
Good for them.
Yep. Now give us lower prices as a way of saying thank you for being loyal buyers.
Nope.
Never.
They'll thank you for being loyal buyers by making other cool things for you to spend money on.
They'll thank you for being a loyal buyer. Here's a supplement book.
Yes.
The one time, because if the Space Marine supplements, if the truth about the Space Marine supplements are true, then the Space Marine Codex better be generic.
As long as they don't make an Ultramarine supplement.
The rumor is that there is going to be an Ultramarine supplement, and that the Codex Space Marine is going to basically take the Ultramarines out of the equation when doing the book.
See, the problem here is that it would just be a codex of special, a supplement of specialist characters, because the Ultramarines follow the Codex of Stardays to a letter because their Primarch wrote it.
Not entirely.
No, entirely. It even...
Not entirely. They started delving into new stuff that's not in the Codex.
Like what?
They have their own Vanguard group that was not written in the Codex.
But that's okay.
See, that's where they get their supplement from, is the Vanguard group that only they have.
No. I just want to say first off, I like the Ultramarines. I think they're cool. But if you make a Codex Space Marines, and the fluff of the Ultramarines is that they wrote the Codex Space Marines, or the Codex Stardays, and they follow it, then they shouldn't get a supplement about Ultramarines. That just seems stupid.
Okay. Rumor is that they're getting their own, them and White Scars are getting supplement books.
White Scars can deserve one because they're an all-bike army, so that's
They're
fine.
so cute. They wish they were Ravenwing, and chances are, knowing GW and how much they hate Dark Angels, they're going to give everything to White Scars that would make a perfect Ravenwing army, and everyone's going to go, now that's how Ravenwing's supposed to play. And it'll probably be stuff that they say, the Dark Angels invented this type of tactical formation 3,000 years ago, and then the Dark Angel players are going to go, yo, GW, can we use that special tactic thing that we invented? And there you go, yeah, when we do 7th edition in 10 years.
Yep.
Then you can have it.
No, I think they're done with their Dark Angel hate. I mean, they made Dark Angels... Well, they always do Dark Angels, right at the beginning of an edition.
The Dark Angels are always a test codex. The joke rule is you release the Dark Angels, you listen to the feedback, and you take everything that everyone says would have made the Dark Angels even cooler, give it to the Vanilla Marines, the Blood Angels, the Space Wolves, and the Black Templar, and then when the Dark Angel player goes, well, can I use that too? They go, you can, in the next edition.
Yeah.
That's how it works, because it happened with our Storm Shields, it happened with a whole bunch of other stuff, and I think we're the only veteran group that didn't get Vanguards and can't take special ammo, and we're the only group that couldn't have champions. Well, no. Azrael couldn't have a champion. But now he can.
Yay.
Because the command squad generically comes with a champion.
Okay.
And it's not like the commander can upgrade him. It doesn't go for each commander you can have a champion. It just goes command squad, 5 points, he's now a champion.
Yeah.
It's so now Azrael can have a champion. Because why can't the chapter master have a champion?
Yep.
and you're losing total interest in this podcast.
No, I'm just like, Dark Angels, I'm sorry, you guys are cool and you always get, crapped on by people. But I actually haven't heard anything about their codex since it came out. People were like, yay, Dark Angels, and then no one talked about it.
Everyone was very upset with the flyer. They think it's lackluster, which I'm like, I don't know. The fact that it can decide if it's an immobilize or weapon destroy is really good, because then it can pop out, it can basically kill flyers in 2 shots.
That's true.
Because it goes, weapon destroyed, no, I immobilize him. Next shot, weapon destroyed, no, I immobilize him. Oh, he's already immobilized? He takes another hull point. That's 3 hull points. Most flyers only have 3.
Yeah. The problem with flyers is there's just not too many. There's a few flyers that kind of ruin it for everybody. As they're kind of the Helldrake, the Necron Croissant. I don't remember what.
No, I haven't really. I've seen the Necron Croissant in play. I have not really been in a situation where I'm like, yeah, that's broken.
I think what was broken about is people were making lists that were like purely that thing, and they're like, it's an all-flyer annoying list, and that was an issue, or still is an issue for some armies to deal with. Like, there is no reason for me to field Sisters of Battle right now, because everything flies, and we're like, yeah, that's cool. I got a organ that shoots missiles at ground targets. Have fun with that.
Hey, it's one of the best tanks in the game.
It is. Frankly, I'm a big fan of the I just forgot what it was called. Exorcist.
The Exorcist?
There we go. It's how long it's been since I played my Sisters. Up until 6th edition, or up until they started really throwing flyers in it, I'm like, this is the best tank in the game because it's really well-rounded.
It is a really good tank. As silly as it is a really good tank.
I love it, but I have no.
I
have no air.
Fear not. John Jarvis, guy who did the Dark Angels and has been around since early age of Games Workshop, has said that the Sisters of Battle are on the workbench to get tweaked.
They've been on the workbench to get tweaked since like 2007.
No, like they asked, would Sisters of Battle get a Codex, and he said, they're not on the bench right now, but there is plans for us to work on them. Yeah,
I mean, eventually they will, but it's so far off that I don't even think about it.
I don't know, at the speed they're popping out these codexes.
At the speed they're popping out, they'll still probably be last, so they'll be sometime in 2015.
They'll be last. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You know what? GW, prove this man wrong. Screw Space Marines. Make the next Codex Space of Sisters of Battle.
That'd be nice.
We need girls in power armor going, you should do this for the Emperor.
Wow, that was almost misogynistic. Like, that was borderline. I think it might have been, but I'm being nice.
If people out there think I'm being mean, you should hear how I trash talk them in
Oh my
game.
god, that's one thing. Like, I almost don't want to play them against you anymore because you trash talk them so horribly, and I know you're just kidding around, but I'm like, oh my god, I feel like insulted. Like, I'm insulted for them, and they're just pieces of metal.
My headset fell off. I think the best was the first time I ever did it was we were playing a game, and I made this one off the cusp comment that for our show I dare not repeat. You looked up and you went, what? And I went, you heard me there, blank, and you went, oh, it's on now, and you totally changed how you were playing that game from that point on because of that comment.
Yeah, no, when I play Sisters, it's all about righteous fury and beating you into the ground. Like the dirties, you are.
Yes, that was when I played Necrons, is when I think I said it.
Yeah.
It was either Necrons or Eldar, because that was back when... Because you played them back when when I was playing Eldar and Necrons a lot.
Well, they're my first army.
Yes, and you should always have a special place in your heart for them.
I do, which is why I will never sell them anytime soon unless they make plastic.
Oh, no, you keep those metal ones, and then you use the plastic ones, and you go, yeah, that's right, I was here when they were metal.
I liked Sisters before they were cool. I'll get my hipster glasses and everything.
Yeah, and you get your 90s kid shirt.
Nice.
But, no, like, I've got a whole bunch, like, I love Eldar to death, and I will always have a special place in my heart for the Eldar. That's why I went out of my way to buy the old 3rd edition Striking Scorpions, because those are the ones I started with.
Nice.
And I have a 5-man squad, and I bought one of the old Craft World Codex Striking Scorpions to be their X-Arch.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me, another little gripe. When they do eventually get around to making a Sisters Codex, if they ever get around to it.
Let's keep a positive attitude and say they are.
When they get around to it. When you make the special characters, you know what my problem was with like the free codex, which you can't get because it was only in 2 issues and they never made a PDF of it, which was weird.
Yeah, very weird.
Like, they made the codex, and then, I don't know how to put this, but like...
They took away all your special characters.
No, I didn't really have any. I mean, I had St. Celestine.
Your chair.
They took away my chair. Karamazov...
And you just bought the chair when that happened.
No, I had him for a long time before that happened. I still haven't finished building him.
That's right.
He's still half built.
I pinned him for you, and then he became irrelevant.
Yeah, well, he's in the Grey Knight Codex now.
Yep.
And
so you just have to ally Grey Knights to get him.
It's sad because he's no longer a monstrous creature. He used to be the only Imperial monstrous creature.
Really? He's no longer? What is he now?
He's just a dude in a chair. A walking chair.
The chair doesn't have the monstrous creature stats?
No, it's not considered a monstrous creature. He's just a special character.
He's just a special character. I assume he's got, like, a Dreadnought stat line?
Well, he's beefy. I forget what his stats are because I don't have him on hand anywhere right now. He's got, like, I think he's, like, strength 6 or something ridiculous like that.
But he doesn't have, like, an armor value?
No, he's just a large special character.
Oh, so he's got a toughness 4 or something?
He's got a decent toughness and like a 2+ invuln save or a 2+ armor save. Like, he's pretty beefy.
That's weird. I would like, how can you make a chair and not make it like that's a walker?
I know,
like
he's a walker.
But
that's the point. One of the problems I have, I think sometimes looking at Sisters of Battle, and I get why they do it, but I don't love it. It's like, it's a really cool army, and it's very, I like it because it's how do I want to word this? I just wrote it down because I technical issues. But they're like a strong feminine army that's not like overly sexualized. 'Cause, you know, like every other army, like that's all female in like every game for some reason they're like half naked and like, you know, it kind of bugs me because it's kind of misogynistic, and I'm not into that. So,
they're really, you can tell who they're trying to sell to.
Yeah, and like I like Sisters because they weren't like that. They're like, yeah, we're women, we're an all-women army, but that's just a side thing. They're holy warriors of the Emperor.
They're nuns with guns.
Yeah, like it didn't get too overly, you know, sexualized.
Surely. And all that.
But what bugged me on a weird level is like when I was looking at even the newer codex is like, why are all these guys always leading the way? Like, I'd rather it, like, I would feel better, like, yes, the priest makes sense, but, like, they should at least didn't have, like, a crappy flagellant, like, troop choice or something, at least, or, like, Minnesortum or Ecclesiarchy militia, instead of, like, all sisters all the time, except for the HQs. That has to be a guy. That bugged me.
Wasn't one of the Inquisitor models a girl?
Yes. But like you don't see them all anytime, and the Inquisitors aren't in the in the Sisters of Battle Codex anymore.
It's not anymore.
No, the Inquisition's all in the Grey Knight Codex.
Yep. Now all you have is
Sisters and priests, and it's annoying when you look at it and there's all the special characters. There's only one HQ Sister special character and 2 priest special characters.
Which is St. Celestine,
and St. Celestine is awesome, and she should always be taken, no matter what you do. And then you should also take Jacobus. Basically, you're taking 2 HQs, and it's the same 2 HQs every time with that codex right now.
Well,
that's a side thing.
Be honest, that's with pretty much every codex right now.
No, there's some options in some codices.
There's some, but nowadays you just see, because, you know, like we talked about in the Touching Base episode, you know, the tournament circle, there's just only ever one.
There's 1 to 2 ways to play certain armies, that's right.
Yep, and it's always the same ones over and over again. Oh, yeah. There's the chair. It's in Finecast now. That's what you were ticked about, is you finally got it built and then they made a Finecast one.
Yeah. That was kind of annoying.
Grey Knight Inquisitor with Power Sword. Yep, there's 3 girls. Grey Knight Inquisitor with Power Sword, Grey Knight Inquisitor with Plasma Pistol, and Grey Knight Inquisitor with Null Rod. You know there's a store by us that sells that model?
Really?
Yep, the old pewter one.
Cool.
Still has it.
Nice.
It's hidden.
Yeah.
I know where it is. And then there's the chair.
Yep.
Which is still basically a dreadnought.
It's dreadnought legs.
Dreadnought.
It's not a dreadnought because it's a dude on a chair. The chair enhances his physical being for some reason.
That's just silly.
Yeah.
And this is coming from an army that has a pipe organ for a tank.
It's an awesome pipe organ for a tank.
That plays the original Star Trek battle theme.
Yes, or Lady Gaga.
You know, that trick never worked for you.
It worked the first time, but after a while, I guess it got bored of me playing Lady Gaga on my phone on an organ when playing the game. I should have switched over to the Star Trek battle theme to get a little more gusto out of that.
And okay, we've talked for quite some time.
A little too long.
Oh, we are going to wrap it up right here. We've been doing that all week.
What?
Super long videos.
Yeah, it's just like, well, just keep talking. Don't feel like stopping.
So, thank you all for listening. And we didn't answer James's question, but James wasn't here, so I will reinstate it so everyone can think about it when we next time meet James. What movie score really gets you going? Like, when you listen, like, you hear that score from that movie, and you're like, yeah, right, things are gonna go, and stuff like that. And James, for his example, was the Terminator 2 theme, with that one. So think about that. What movie theme or score really, like, gets your blood pumping, and you go and sitting there, yeah, time to do stuff, things are gonna happen, action time. Type of the
they're
scenario.
Gonna happen action time?
Yes.
That's what he said?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh. So I'm still laughing at you then.
So essentially what movie score gets your blood pumping. And so, thank you all for listening, and until next time, Fearless Gamers, this is Matt the Bat.
And the Starklord.
Saying take care.
Bye-bye now.